Tonight's story, Don't Disrespect the Dead. Another true story from my own past. I try to do a lot of real stories on this channel, but before we get into it, I just want to ask for a like, a subscribe, thumbs up, a comment. It doesn't cost you anything, but it helps the channel out immensely. I'm sorry I haven't posted for a while, but we've been doing some stuff with the other channel. It's been growing pretty well with Patriots Public Opinion, but I also want to grow this one, and this is something that I truly enjoy, is these spiritual stories and, you know, all this kind of stuff. So please like, subscribe, help me out, help me grow this channel. I really hope that eventually I can get to a point where I can travel and show haunted places and stuff like that, you know, kind of a life's ambition. But anyway, this story, it's not a long one, but it's a true one, and I think an important one to tell. I call it Don't Disrespect the Dead. When I was about 18 or 19 years old, I had a summer job that I would do, and I worked at a state cemetery in Nebraska called Wyuka. Wyuka was extremely interesting. It's a large historical cemetery located in Lincoln, Nebraska. And it has everything from, you know, famous killers like Charles Starkweather to heroes of war like Patrick Hamburger, you know, to all kinds of famous people that had to do with the state, and, you know, frontier figures and all kinds of stuff. I mean, there's so much that goes into it. There's all kinds of different sections. There's like the lost souls section for the homeless people. There's the Jewish section, the Buddhist section, you know, the wealthy section, the poor section. Even the grave of the first person ever buried there is a historical stopping point. You can stop and learn about that. It's really, really interesting, and it's a really beautiful place. It was not a bad place to work. With my experience on farming and stuff like that, I was hired basically because I knew how to run a backhoe, you know, so I dug graves, you know. But anyway, so usually we would be out doing, you know, digging a plot in the cemetery, or if there wasn't any plot to dig, then we would be doing, you know, setting up something for like Memorial Day or some kind of upcoming holiday, cleaning off the graves, mowing the lawn, you know, making sure that the brick path through the cemetery was clean, you know, just trying to do general maintenance and take care of the cemetery. One thing about cemetery work, though, is when it rains, you can't really do much, you know. Well, the state, they still want you to work, you know. They don't want to send you home. So Wyuka has a large mortuary, large funeral home that's right there on the entrance to it. So on the days that it would rain or we couldn't work outside, a lot of times what the ground crew did is we would do maintenance for the funeral directors, you know, come in the building, switch lights and light bulbs, you know, sweep, mop, do those kind of things.